Hello, my name is Alex Shockley. Today I'll be discussing with you a social issue that I believe is very important and needs to be discussed, that being the death penalty. So what is the death penalty? The death penalty is a form of punishment used by both the federal government and most every state in the United States and also several countries all over the world. It is the punishment for a crime where what the convicted person has done is so heinous that they need to be put to death by the state. So, what sort of crimes would constitute such a punishment? Well, it would depend on which crime you committed. So, if you're in certain states, things such as treason, espionage, terrorism, drug trafficking, and of course murder would get you a death sentence. Now, the drug trafficking, espionage, and treason would have to be to the extreme level, but those do tend to be the reasons that cause it. On the federal level, it's the same thing, such as treason, espionage, terrorism. However, there's also conspiracy to kill witnesses of a crime or killing witnesses for a jury pool to taint a trial, and of course, murder. All of these will cause a death sentence to be considered for a punishment when you are looking at it. Another topic to look at when you're talking about the death sentence is when you're on death row waiting for your time to be executed. Statistically speaking, through studies done over time, the cost of being on death row is almost $700,000 a year more than not being on death row, than just serving a normal life sentence because of the increased amount of security due to the individual serving over 23 hours of their day in solitary. So there needs to be a constant guard watching them. Taking into account that $700,000 per year difference, that means that in our current system, by using California as an example, as currently they have the most people on death row at the moment, which I will touch on later, in California, they spend on average $137 million per year on the death sentence, on death row inmates, on taking care of them and making sure that they don't try to escape and making sure there's enough security for them. Compared to if they just did life without parole sentences, that would bring their yearly paying down to about $11.5 million per year. Looking at other bad parts of it, you need to see that how many people are there. As of October 6, 2021, since 1973, over 1,500 people have been executed by both the state and federal governments, with Texas having the most executions at 573, not 700, 573. And currently on death row, there are 2,508 individuals waiting for their time to be executed, with California, like I mentioned before, having the most, with 708 people. And the biggest thing to look at, in my opinion, is the exonerations that have been given. Since 1973, there have been 186 individuals exonerated posthumously, which means that after they were convicted, tried to appeal their case, and then failed at appealing and then were executed, later on they were exonerated, meaning they were seen as innocent, and it was the state saying, even though you're dead, we're sorry, and then paying restitution to any possible next of kin they may have had. When looking at all of this, it's very important to see why we use the death penalty and how we might be able to fix it in the future. Thank you and have a great day.